So, you know, the other day, 6 Palestinian men escaped from a Israeli high security, maximum security prison called Gilboa. And, you know, this is very close to the West Bank. It's close to the Jordanian border. And unfortunately, they've recaptured 4 of them, 4 out of the 6 men. So I was, of course, breaking the news about this on Twitter. You can go and follow there for breaking news. And as you can see here, 2 of the 6 Palestinian men who escaped an Israeli maximum security prison on Monday have been captured by the occupation forces in Nazareth. Okay? And so you can see this was September 10th. And I read reports also about the PA. So the PA is the Palestinian Authority, right? And people were saying that they had agreed to work with the Israelis to help capture the men. Now, I can just tell you, a lot of Palestinians do not like the PA and view them. I think Asa Winstanley put it best when he said the Israelis basically outsourced the occupation to the PA, right? And so if this is true that the PA had a role in this, I mean, this is treacherous, you know, helping the foreign occupier to trap, to imprison, to catch one of your own countrymen. This is scandalous. I mean, it makes you think of the Vichy French, you know, the Vichy regime. It's treacherous, right? You should never help a foreign occupation against your fellow countrymen. This is treason, you know? So we don't know if that's the case. I'm just telling you what I saw was reported. I want to tell you something else also that the Israelis said, because this was broken by Khan. And what they reported, I'll read it to you here. They said the men walked around the street asking for food as they tried to cover their faces so they would not be recognized. People refused to give it to them and reported it to the police. Minutes later, they were arrested by Nazareth police officers. Now, let's exercise some caution here, because we don't know if this is true. You know, the more I think about it, and other people have raised this point as well, it sounds a bit fishy. You know, Nazareth, the birthplace of Christ, is 70% Muslim and 30% Christian. And by saying this, I mean, what they're saying here essentially is that, you know, other Palestinians ratted them out because it's majority Palestinian, this city, you know. And what this does, it demoralizes the Palestinians, it sows division, and that's why I'm cautious. I'm not 100% ready to believe that. Okay, I'm not ready to believe that. However, it is true that they caught them. This is unfortunately confirmed. Also, just logically, I mean, these men, they escaped from a maximum security prison. Do you really think they are so stupid that they would walk around in the middle of the, you know, in public asking for food? Are you serious? They just escaped an Israeli maximum security prison and they're going to blow their cover like that? No, I don't. It's something fishy. It's something fishy about it. Then, unfortunately, just a few hours later, another 2 Palestinians were captured by the Israeli occupation, right? And the Israeli media reported that Zakaria Zubaydah and Mohammed Areda were captured last night, so again, also Saturday, by the Israeli occupation forces in an improvised lot where trucks were parked every night in the Shibli area in the north. Okay, so this is what the Israeli media is saying. I'm just informing you what the occupation is saying. And Kadri and Arde are the men who were captured a few hours prior, who we just talked about in Nazareth, right? So this means now that 4 out of the 6 who originally escaped Gilboa have been taken by the occupation forces. And it's quite sadistic, you know, because the Israelis are very happy about this, and now they're parading them around. You know, this is why they immediately posted the pictures, right? Immediately posted the pictures, because they're very proud of this. They want to demoralize people and show off. And what happened today, so following this, I'll just show you here. The Israelis took the 4 men that they captured to court, right? And so what they decided is that they will keep them. Here, let me show you. I'm just pulling up an article for you. Yeah, this is a picture. This is Zakaria Zbeida, who we were talking about the other day. A real hero of the resistance. And late on Saturday, this is from the AP, late on Saturday, the 4 recaptured prisoners appeared separately in court where prosecutors are pushing terrorist attack charges against them following their escape. I mean, that's really funny. That's really funny. They escaped and that makes them terrorists? I mean, if you didn't already know what a farce and what a joke and how unjust the Israeli legal system was, I mean, this should tell you everything you need to know. I've never heard of a prisoner escaping and then being charged with terrorism. Only in Israel, right? Only in the Israeli occupation. This is, I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible, honestly. It's unbelievable. And so, they're serving life sentences. Remember we talked about them? They're serving life sentences. And yet, nevertheless, they want to, they want to slap more charges on them. Again, it's to scare other people, It's to scare them, it's to demoralize, and it's to make an example out of them, because this was a huge embarrassment. This was a huge embarrassment. And so, the thing is, Hamas, and I think it was particularly the Qassam Brigade, they announced something very interesting today. They said there will be no more prisoner exchanges with Israel without the Gilboa 6. Right? Let me repeat that. So Hamas, they said they will no longer do any prisoner exchanges with the Israelis, right? Where Israel, the Israelis give them some prisoners and Hamas gives them some Israeli prisoners. They do a prisoner exchange. It happens all the time in war. Even in the Cold War, for example, you had the Soviets and the Americans. They would exchange captured spies or captured prisoners in Vienna. It's something that happens. And Hamas said, no more prisoner exchanges without these 6 from Gilboa. So this is quite ingenious, because one way or another, that means they will be free. So even if the Israelis capture them again, they're going to be forced to free them when they want Hamas to free some Israeli prisoners. And they will want that. They will most certainly, there will be a point where it comes to that. And so, regardless of what happens, I mean, regardless whether the other 2 remain at large and they get away, inshallah, regardless of the outcome, even though unfortunately the 4 were captured, regardless, this was a win. This was a win for the resistance, because they made a mockery of the Israeli prison system, right? They just exposed the Israelis for their arrogance. The Israelis, not just on the ground, but even in popular media, like books and movies and television shows, you always see the Israelis portrayed as these magnificent, galaxy-sized, brain-sized geniuses that nobody can defeat, and they know everything about, IT and hacking and security and spying, and they're the best. And 6 Palestinian men defeated them with a spoon. So this is a huge embarrassment for them. And that they can never take that away. Those men tunneled out of there with a spoon. They evaded 40 guards, 3 watchtowers, a barbed wire fence, a wall, a pack of sniffer dogs. And the Israeli guards didn't even know until farmers, locals, informed the police, who then called the prison. So regardless, this is a win for the resistance. This is extremely demoralizing for them, right? And inshallah, the other 2, they don't catch them. But really, I mean, this is emblematic of the occupation. Why are these men in jail? Why are these men in an Israeli prison, in the custody of a foreign military power? Because they're resistance fighters, If you go look at, all over international law, you go look at the Geneva Convention, the UN Charter, everyone has the right to resist foreign occupation. It's not me saying that. This is international law. It's very basic, elementary right. Someone invades you, you can resist by any means necessary. It's your land, it's your country. And so these men have used their right under international law to oppose a foreign military power that has occupied them. And for that, they've been thrown in jail and given life sentences. And they call them terrorists. Really? They're the terrorists, not you? Butchering Palestinians, occupying Palestinians? Wow. So they've turned the whole world upside down, right? When you go and you listen to American media, European media, you go listen to Israeli media, they have a monopoly on English language media, which is very good for them. So they can control the narrative, right? Oh, look, we are the victims. Oh, Hamas keep firing a rocket. Why is Hamas firing a rocket? What is going on here exactly? Oh, no, yeah. No one asks this question. They're just terrorists. But when you understand that this is a colonial issue, that the Israelis are settler colonizers, they're stealing Palestinian land, they are ethnically cleansing the Palestinians, they want to get rid of the Palestinian population, they want to jail anyone for life who resists them, they will kill Palestinians anytime, any place, anywhere with impunity. This is what it's about. It's about colonialism. It's not a level playing field. It's not an even fight. It's not a fair fight. It's not even a fight to begin with. There are people resisting, Palestinians resisting a foreign military occupation. It's that simple. It's that simple. And this is the key basic fact that you will never hear on mainstream media. They will never say it. They will always try to portray it as two people who just happen to be fighting. But they don't tell you why exactly. And when they do, sometimes they make it about religion, which is really funny. You know, just completely change the subject. Absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. So there you go. Unfortunately, these four men have been captured. Godspeed to the other two. Everyone, no one should be living in an Israeli prison, especially not for resisting an Israeli military occupation, a butchering of their people.